Hey, Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. Just before I jump in, a reminder to please like our content and subscribe to the channel. We post about Google Ads at least once every week. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Google's Advertiser verification program and effectively what it's about, what it's for, what you need to do, and the benefits for advertisers and any drawbacks. So first off, what's the program for? The intent is to cut advertiser fraud by requiring all advertisers on Google Ads platform to register their business. And you can either register as a business or as an individual at this point. So if you are advertising under your personal name, you can continue to do that. So the program's been around for a couple of years now. I would say in our client roster, probably we're 90% or close to 90% verified. There are still some stragglers that Google hasn't reached out to yet. But we do notice when we create a new account for an advertiser that usually within a week of registering, they do get a verification request. So in terms of when you should do it, you can't actually do it until Google requests verification. As I said, we do have some clients that have been advertising for years. They still haven't received a request. So unfortunately, fortunately they don't have to do it, which saved them a bit of hassle. But on the other hand, they don't enjoy the benefits of being verified, which I'll touch on shortly. In terms of requirements, it kind of depends on the country. But generally, if you're registering as a business, you'll need like a certificate of incorporation or other business registration documents, and you will need a passport or other similar document to verify as an individual. And also, if you're registering a business, you need to verify your own ID as the registrant. And so usually, terms of incorporation or business registration and your passport are going to be the best options. You will also need to verify some information about business operations, such as your business model or other practices or relationships with third parties. When you are requested to verify, you are given a 30-day window to do that. If you don't start the process within the 30 days, your account will be suspended pending verification. But we found a lot of times these days when you register, you get verified within 24 hours. But we do see still there are issues, like a client maybe has one name on their passport, but a different name on their business. It's the same person, but maybe they used, a different name, like a first name versus a middle name, or maybe they use one name in the US and they used a different name if they moved from another country. So there can be gotchas, so it is better just to do the verification as soon as it's requested so that you don't have any advertising lapse. So once you submit your documents, hopefully you get approved right away. If not, Google does provide support to work through any issues. And so hopefully, it doesn't take too long. Once your account does get verified, a few things happen. So one thing that happens is there'll now be a hamburger menu on your search ads that any user that sees your ad, they can click on that. They can actually pull up a whole bunch of details through Google's transparency tool that will show you, just by clicking on it, you'll see the bid register, the verified business name, and the country of location. They'll also be able to view all of the ads that you're running in your account. This includes search and display, anything in the Google Ads ecosystem. So keep that in mind. It's a good competitor research tool. If you're an advertiser, to go and check out what your competitors are advertising. We use it at my agency, along with some other third-party tools to do that. So it is good for that, but it does mean you are exposing that information to users and competitors. There is one other little gotcha with that, and that is if you have a different kind of brand name that you run versus your business name, that your business name will show up, which doesn't necessarily line up with like the domain name or the brand that you're using on the website, which can be a bit confusing to users. So ideally, you want your business name to line up with your domain and the brand that you typically use. Sometimes that's not possible, but ideally that's what you want. So the other thing that happens besides this information showing up in your search ads is you then have the ability to add a company logo and the company name to your ads instead of showing just the domain and a blank, essentially no logo. So that's nice. I mean, it gives you a little personal branding, makes your ad look a little more professional. These days, almost everybody has it. So you're kind of a little out on the cold if you don't have verification. And then just in terms of, is advertiser verification good for the industry? I'd say yes, because anything that cuts down on fraud and adds more transparency for advertisers is going to be good for consumers. It's going to build trust, and people will then, be more likely to trust you when they get to your website because they'll believe that, what they saw on Google Ads is legit. The last thing I'll mention is over on the Microsoft platform, they do have their own verification as well. They are far behind Google in terms of, we only see about I'd say 30% of our advertisers are verified at this point, but they are slowly catching up. So you will need to do it there. On Meta, it's still voluntary, I believe. So you can do it. You have to actually advertise for a minimum length of time. I don't know what that is these days before you qualify for verifying, but then you can initiate it yourself. It is a good thing to do, obviously, because I think you get a little tag or something on your ads. But anyway, that's it for ad verification. I hope you found this video useful. That is it for today. I will see you next time.